Good morning, everybody. Here we are again, Monday morning, 10 a.m. Will be a little bit later for you guys who are watching. Episode number 9 today in our coffee and chat series, and the weeks are absolutely flying by. I am so excited to have Karen Sinclair here this morning. Now, Karen is a skin esthetician. Is that how you pronounce it? Esthetician, which means she's a master in all things skincare. And I've known Karen for probably, well over a year now, through Steve's business network. And we've met a few times, and I'm just overawed by Karen's beautiful skin. She's got the most gorgeous skin when you see her up close. And so I'm really excited to have you here, Karen, and learn a little bit more about what you do.
Oh, thank you. It's very a pleasure to be here, and our industries, believe it or not, people complement each other really, really well. Because as I was saying to Heidi, skin on the outside, yes, you need to use good skincare, but it's also the full thing. It's about what you're doing on the inside as well. It does speak on the outside, so it is why I think me and Heidi just connect really well, and even Steve, because I'm into physical exercise as well.
Yeah, you're right. Like, there's no point putting all the potions and things on the skin if you're eating a rubbish diet and drinking too much alcohol and not getting enough sleep, etc.
Yep.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. So Karen, tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Wow. Well, I've got the years ahead of me, folks. I'm probably one of the oldest people in the skin and beauty industry. I'm actually specialize in this industry now, but I mean, someone worked out that I had over 86,000 hours of experience in the industry, which, showing me age. However, I guess, I need to look on the positive side of that I've learned a lot along the way, and I can see the things that work and don't work. So I've always had an interest in skin and beauty. When I was such a little girl, I used to go around my mum's garden picking off all the flower heads and smell the leaves and make all these little concoctions, and my mother used to go, what the heck is she doing, So I've always had this thing, and my grandfather was a gardener, and I followed him around like a shadow, and he taught me a lot about plants and their properties. So that was, I guess, my keen first of all, but moving years and years ahead, I've worked alongside dermatologists, cosmetic surgeons, plastic surgeons. I've been trained by a bioscientist. I've been trained by a master esthetician, all of these in USA. So yeah, I've had some amazing opportunities, but knowledge is power. And I started to realize that I didn't like some of the ingredients that I was seeing. And I started to research these ingredients because I am one of those very boring research nerds, and found out that some of these ingredients that are in skincare are just atrocious. I mean, the toxins in them are shocking, and I wouldn't use them on me.
Yeah.
And my conscience wouldn't allow me to prescribe them to people. Yeah. And I got into a lot of trouble for that, because my expectations about working alongside the industry that I was working in at that time, being dermatologists and cosmetic surgeons, and that was expected that I was to prescribe these and recommend them, and I couldn't, because I've got a conscience. And long story short, I ended up coming out on my business on my own because of that very reason.
So interesting, like I can kind of relate to that on a food level. Like learning how to interpret food labels and what the ingredients are, and how badly the food industry is behaving in terms of not only what they're putting in their food, but how they are labeling it, and the misleading words and numbers and all these crazy things that people have no idea what they mean. And I know that that's exactly what happens in skincare. Isn't it? Like you see all these words on there, and it's like,
apparently a new ingredient, and when you research it, actually, guys, it's not a new ingredient. It's just been named something a little bit different.
Yeah. So did you go straight from school into the beauty industry?
No, I didn't. I have a story about that, even though my passion always was, as you know, from I've just said, from a little girl. I suffered from cystic acne from the age of 13, from my face, my chest, my back, and my shoulders. So I didn't even dream about coming into this industry, because who on earth would take me seriously looking like that, you know? So I put it on the back burner, and I worked in the finance industry, the banking industry, so for quite some time, yeah. And then I saw an ad in a paper for a PA for a dermatologist, and I was sick of the banking industry. So I thought, you know, I'll give it a go, because I can hide in a room, nobody can see me. And so I applied for it, and you know, I look back at now that he was my massive mentor, actually, and I look back at it now, and I thought, that man employed me not what I looked like, but on my merits of what I could do academically. And I just admired him and respected him for that. And then from there, wow, you know, he opened up the door for me and learned so much. And there's one very profound thing he said to me in a quiet time when I was doing my dictaphone typing one day, and he says, "Hey Karen, do you know that everybody deserves to have a beautiful skin? And we can do that these days." And that's always something I've remembered, because these days we can do so much more for your skin than it was when I was a teenager at 13 years old. But it's understanding the skin, it's understanding the ingredients, and it's understanding what your skin needs. It doesn't have to be toxic now. There is so much more to choose from, and your skin responds so much better to natural organic ingredients than it does synthetics and chemicals, because it's not fighting it, it's accepting it. And there's so much more that you can actually do for your skin.
Yeah, so I mean, to look at you now, you've got the most beautiful skin, as I said. You know, it's so it actually glows. That's what I noticed about your skin, is it really glows, and you can really tell that you look after it. So at what point did you manage to kind of overcome the acne and really start to sort of be able to focus on looking after the skin with what it needed?
Well, at 13 years old, you're very you're very limited. But even when you start work, I notice that, you know, you've got more income. So when you've got a very compromised skin like I did, you know, really, it was ugly skin. Let's face it, you know, I did not really have a life. I hid away because it was just terrible. But you become so vulnerable to wanting to believe that everything you see out there is going to work, that they tell you it's going to work, and you just buy it and you buy it and you do this and you do that. And I must have literally spent thousands and thousands. In fact, I'm sure people rubbed their hands with glee when they saw me. Oh, look at this lady. She's going, we can tell her to use this and she'll buy it. And I did. But I think my turning point was more so when I actually went to a beauty therapist. I walked into this building, never walked into a beauty therapy place before in my life, and walked in there, and I thought to myself, this place looks too beautiful for me. I'm coming out of here. So I turned to walk out, and this lady said, "Oh, excuse me, can I help you?" And I don't want to be rude. And I turned around and I went, "Oh, no, I don't really think so." And she kind of looked at me, and she just had this sense about her, a very caring person, and said to me, "Well, can you give me an opportunity, you know, because I think that I can." And she found out, long story short, that I was allergic to so many ingredients that I had been told to buy in pharmacies, etc., which had contributed to the inflammation of my skin. And that was a turning point for me. But and it improved my skin substantially, but it was still a problem for me. But working for this dermatologist, I think, was another turning point for me. And I learned a lot about what hereditary acne is, what a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, what do you need to use to help with those skins, and what is also, there's limitations in what I can do. And I'm not too proud to say to somebody, listen, I can improve your skin, I can help control the situation, but I don't have the ability, I don't at this point, to get rid of it. So I need to refer you with someone to help me with this process, because at the end result, you want to basically, you know, really get rid of the problem. And you know, and I'm proud enough to know when I need to get some help with that. And that could even be with the likes of you, Heidi. Go, hey, your lifestyle, your diet, you know, you really need some help with that. You know, you really need to see somebody that can help you with that, you know, with your gut, with everything like that. You know, what is your go-to release when you get stressed out? You need an outlet of some sort. You know, you need to go and talk to Steve about something that can help you to get rid of that in your life, because we all get that, you know. And the stress is part of why you've got this problem with your skin. So I guess I learned a lot from that beauty therapist introduction and to the dermatologist part, where I learned what I could do for my skin and the help that I needed to get there, and what to do to maintain it at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, I think there's a general lack of understanding within people that it does stem from the inside. You know, if you've got a messy gut, or you know, you're not eating good nutrient dense foods and things like that, it's going to show on the outside. But I think that people just and people are very quick to look for that quick fix, aren't they? Like, just give me the cream, just give me the potion, you know, just fix the problem. But they're really sort of, I think a lot of the time, just unaware of, you know, what's going on the inside and how that affects the outside.
Oh, absolutely. Quick fixes. Look, guys, even in the skin and beauty industry, there is no such thing as a quick fix.
No,
really,
absolutely.
And you will pay a big price if you find something that claims it does.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, everything is, you know, long-term, sustainable. You want sustainable results. You don't want a short, quick fix and then boom, back to vengeance after that because it didn't work.
You're talking my language, Karen.
I know.
We're always talking about sustainable changes. So who are your typical clients then, and what sort of help are they generally looking for?
Typical clients. Well, I have a variety. I have lots of age groups. I work with teenagers because, you know, kind of the motherly figure. I kind of know how to talk to them and say, look, be quiet, just do as you're told, and that's what you're going to have to do. It's amazingly I get away with it, whereas the mums go, they don't even listen to me, but they always listen to you. But I do have a variation of age groups. You know, acne does become is something that's true to my heart because I suffered it. I know the consequences of that, and how it affected my confidence in so many ways. You know, it nearly stopped me from coming into this industry that I knew as a little girl that I wanted to do because of my acne. But my acne was hereditary acne, and there's, you know, that's something you've got to, in a consultation when you're with me, is what we go through is to see the history of your family, etc., etc. It's not just come and let me look at your skin, here you go. You know, you got to get the in-depth history of the person's family, which is the hereditary factor, because that can play a difference with someone's skin as well. So yeah, I mean, I have all age groups but I guess who I see is people who are at their wits' end. Yeah. It's like, I tried that because in the magazine they told me that was good for me. Well, I went along the shelves and I self-diagnosed what I needed. So I bought that, and that, and that. I've been here, I've been there, I've tried this skincare, I tried that treatment. And I'm sitting here and go, yep, and I'm your last resort. This is, you know. boy, have I got a long road ahead here to try, and because by this stage, most people have lost their faith, I suppose, in skin care.
Yeah.
The people that are helping them. So I can come across people with rosacea, acne rosacea. I can come across skin correction when it comes to compromised skins, like high sensitivity, allergies to ingredients that they didn't even know they did have allergies to them. I have, like I said, just people wanting some good skin health information. What can they use to maintain a good, healthy skin? I want some skincare that's going to work without the toxins. Can you help me? So there's it's the whole, I suppose, spectrum of any skin is what I get into my clinic, of any age, male or female.
Do you see a mix, or is it mainly female?
Mainly female. And and the high thing up there too is, I hate this word, but I'm just going to say it because people identify with this: anti-aging. Okay. Yeah. I hate the word anti-aging. I've lost dear friends and family who wish, very young, who wish they would have been alive today.
Yeah.
So I think each day is a blessing. I thank each day when I wake up. Thanks for another day. So I like to say, look younger for longer. Yep. And you know what? You can.
I think that there's a difference between premature aging and anti-aging. And actually, I talk about that in our book.
Oh, do you? Right.
Yeah. So anti-aging, the connotations behind that is wanting to deny something that is very natural. Whereas premature aging is aging before your time, really.
Exactly.
It's a very different thing.
It's very different. And, in today's science, and, we have that ability to slow down the aging process of the skin. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can do it effectively, but safely as well.
Yeah.
Which is what I love. I don't have anything in my clinic that is top. I research everything. I try it myself. It has to work, but it hasn't got the toxins in it, because as you will know, even with food, toxins will eventually age you quicker.
Yes.
Eventually.
Absolutely.
Even though they're out there to claim, they're going to make you look younger, eventually they're going to actually make you age quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. So what do you sort of see as your main role in the lives of the people that you work with?
My main role is to give honest, professional guidance and advice to help your skin. Honesty is very important to me. As I told you at the beginning, I think I walked into so many establishments who used to rub their hands with glee when they saw me and sold me stuff which quite simply did not even work, I guess with myself, the knowledge and understanding about ingredients and what works on certain skins and why is probably makes me a bit of a point of difference to others out there, because you've got to have the knowledge and you've got to have the tools, which I call my products, to actually give me options for that skin that I'm seeing in front of me. And I don't care if I've got 5 40-year-olds in my clinic all in one go. You're not all going to be the same in what you're going to use in your skincare, because we're all individuals. So I like to say that skincare is prescribing it, is what does your skin need? And I guess with and understanding how it's going to work on a person's skin, you'll notice if someone comes to see me, you're part of my family in a way. I'm always following up. How is your skin? It's been 3 weeks. How is your skin adjusting to the skincare at the moment? I'm expecting Yeah, you're right, Karen. That's happening. But that's fantastic. I'm expecting that. Just carry on. But see you in another 3 weeks' time. We will reassess the skin from there. So it's just understanding how the ingredients actually work. Some will make things look worse before they get better. I know that, but I've got to give that confidence to that person. Hey, you're going to go through some bit of a shit time at the moment, you know, but we're going to come on top out of that. But that's where I guess with myself is having the confidence in the product and in the ingredients to know how the skin's going to respond to it. And I guess that's what I can offer people is that knowledge, and the honesty, because I can't look after your skin if I don't think I can improve your skin. I actually will tell you, but I won't leave you in limbo. I will go out of my way to find something I can do to refer you to help you.
Gosh, I wish I'd been able to see someone like you back in my earlier years. I mean, as you know, I've always suffered from eczema, which is a problem in itself. But in my late teens, I developed really problematic skin on my face, and it was really red and angry, and a lot of like pimples and acne and stuff. And I was misdiagnosed with rosacea. I went to several like dermatologist specialists. I got put on Roaccutane and was told, you know, don't get pregnant because you'll have a baby without a head, basically. But I never saw someone like you who actually knew what they were talking about in terms of how to like look after the skin. I don't know if they weren't around. I mean, obviously they were around, but I didn't come across them.
Yeah, I guess skin estheticians weren't really known really that much. I mean, I got that label because I got trained from, you know, USA by esthetician of who's still to this day is a mentor and a friend to me. Yeah, there is a difference between a beautician. And I'm not putting anybody down. There's a very big difference. You're quite right. And probably back then there weren't as many who more specialized in ingredient knowledge. And that I think is a big key, you know, big key.
And that's where all your years in the industry are so valuable, because it's one thing to go to a beautiful 25-year-old with long eyelashes and beautiful skin, and you know, she looks like Kim Kardashian or whatever, but is she really going to have the experience? Firstly, has she ever had a skin problem herself? And and also, I mean, let's face it, if you've been through something yourself, you have a lot more understanding of what that person is going through, right? And I mean, you've been through that. But when you've got someone who's got so much more experience and knowledge and has done the research, then, you know, that's a whole different thing.
I mean, you know, I'm always keen to keep learning, and I always am. I'm part of closed networking groups with in the industry with master aesthetics and all of that kind of thing. So I don't think we're ever too old not to learn something, or to even improve on something. But knowledge is powerful, and you know, it's when you're seeing people who, you know, come to you, dare I say, nearly as the last resort. And I'm sure that happens to you.
Absolutely, all the time.
You just go, whoa, because they are deflated. They've put a block up because nothing's worked. What makes you think you're going to make a difference? You know, and you can understand this because that's how I was, and I'm sure you were too. So I guess maybe that's why we do what we do, is because we've been there, as you said, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking on your behalf as well as me, is because we've been there that honesty is so important in what we recommend to a client. You know, I have never in my time of being in this industry ever recommended to anybody a product or a treatment unless I truly believed that they actually needed it. And the day I break that promise to myself, because that's the promise I made to myself when I opened up my business, is that I was never going to waste anybody's money, and I was going to be true to them and honest. And I've stuck by that. So is that good business practice? Don't know, because I could have sold thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff knowing that they didn't need it, but I didn't.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, your reputation's on the line as well, and you don't want to be known as someone who just sells stuff for the sake of it.
No.
You know, so yeah, I think you've done yourself a good service over the years by sticking to that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, thank you.
So what would you say is the most rewarding part of what you do?
Just helping people to feel confident about what they look like in the mirror, you know, to just improve that skin that they lost that I guess confidence that they were going to be able to do anything about it. You know, when and you can relate to this, when you have got someone at their wit's end with compromised skin and you help them, you know, when you see them blossom, when you see them hold their head up high and are smiling, and they're wearing their hair off their face for a change, and their whole persona is just happier. Yes. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, I know. It's that would be incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely. You know, and the day that doesn't, you know, do something to my heart is the day I need to step away from the industry.
Yeah.
But it just gives me that worth each day to wake up in the morning and help somebody with their skin, or help to maintain a skin. But also the thing for me is I've got to give people the option of skincare without the toxins.
Yes.
And it works, people.
Yeah.
We've been brought up that chemicals and things, we've got they're the ones that work, but we have amazing choices. And, you know, working and being trained with a bioscientist was one of the most powerful things I've ever experienced. And you can't get anyone that understands ingredients in skin more than a bioscientist. They're absolutely incredible. And this bioscientist had made skincare for other skincare companies. And he had the experience like me, that conscience thing where I can't do this anymore. There's crap in this and I cannot be responsible for it. So, you know, he makes his own skincare range for the professional without any of the nasties in it, you know? Wow. And I was privileged enough for them to be, someone in Australia recommended me, and they contacted me to say, would you represent our product line in New Zealand? And I'm, whoa.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, yeah, well, maybe no. What? Well, no, I haven't tried it. I don't know if it's going to work. So, of course, with that said, I had all this product to try, and oh my gosh, I was just blown away. And I even chose some other clients of mine who I knew had some issues with their skins to try various products to see how it would respond. And all three of them just went wow, and it was a pretty wow. So yeah.
Awesome, Karen. I think it's just fantastic. And yeah, totally. When you help someone, you know, the skin is so, the reality is that, you know, you do kind of get you get judged, or you get seen because of what's going on the outside. Unfortunately, it's just a reality. And if you can and you know, change that for the better, then that's going to do wonders for someone's confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah, it does. And you know that with stress as well. I mean, stress can cause a problem.
Oh, massive.
But
massive.
Stress can continue the problem. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any parts of your job that are difficult?
Yeah, probably I've just kind of covered a little bit of that. Is, you know, the client that's, you know, thank you for coming in to see me, but that client that it's at their wit's end.
Yes.
And they've spent so much money.
Yeah.
And you can sense like, here we go again, what are you going to do any different?
That skepticism, isn't it? And the mistrust.
Yep, the mistrust, which breaks my heart, is that mistrust. But I've been there. I know what that person is thinking because I've been there. And I think what turned me, what was those initial things that turned me? And as I mentioned to you, was that beauty therapist who I was walking out that door because that place was too beautiful for me. And she just quietly said, excuse me, can I help you? And I turned around and looked at her, and her sincerity in her eyes somehow just made me think, maybe I'll give her a go.
Yeah.
And, and in that 5 minutes of just sitting down and her talking to me, I kind of just felt, I want to give this person a chance because they really seem to sound that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, basically that, just trying to get through that wall, I guess, that someone's put up, to say, hey, I'm here to help you. I really, truly want to help you. And I'm not just here for 5 minutes. I'm here with you as long as you're a client with me. I do care about results because I named my business Skin Results. So the results have to work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of on the spot tips for people who are listening in terms of like a couple of easy things they can do to take care of their skin?
Yeah. When I worked for dermatologists, and you probably all have heard, the basis of a healthy skin is a clean skin, but not a stripped skin. Very, very big difference. And not all cleansers are the same. So, choosing the correct one for your skin is important, but which means the ingredients. But, a clean skin will help any skin condition because it prevents the bacteria build-up. It prevents the blockages in the pores. And all of those two things will represent whether or not you get, a contribution to the cystic or the pustular acne. It will also, how well do your other products, if you're going to use anything, is going to absorb into the skin. And so I always say, always cleanse your skin with a good quality skin cleanser at the end of each day. Your night cleanse is the most important cleanse of the day. And hydrate. Can't say enough about hydration. You can have all these ingredients out there that slow down the aging process of the skin, and they do, like your peptides and your vitamin C's and your vitamin A's and all these kind of things, but the number one rule is hydration, because without a hydrated skin, none of those actives are going to work as well. So, and I mean internally, but I also mean externally. So there are products that we use on the skin to help to hydrate. Hydration is very different to moisturization. People think they're the same. No, they're not. So, and that even in skincare. So if you keep your hydration up and use a good cleanser and a basic moisturizer, even that will make a significant difference to your skin, because hydration gives you said to me, you've always got that dewy look to your skin. That's hydration.
Yeah, that's water, isn't it? Just drinking lots of water.
But also using ingredients on the skin that help with your hydration, because water is not just going to do it. You do need to do something externally. One of the key ingredients for that is your hyaluronic, which you might have heard on TV. There's hyaluronic acids, probably most people know it there. I use a lot of hyaluronate. Hyaluronate is a smaller molecular structure, so it absorbs deeper. so it can then latch onto your moisture at a deeper level and keep building up and building up till you get that nice plump look on the skin. So those are really, you know, it's not a lot, and I try to teach clients less is best.
Yeah.
It's not about how much can I slap on my face in one day.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's the basics, yes, each day, but the actives on your skin shouldn't have to be used every single day. And that's what I go through with my consultations. I explain to people, you know, the measure of a good skincare is the science behind it, because you've got to have the science, because you've got to have the right molecular structures for each areas of those ingredients to go where they were supposed to go. And you've got to have a delivery system to do that. And you've got to have the molecular structure to do that. And some of that ingredients needs to get inside the cells. They don't just need to be at the cellular level. They need to get inside the cells. And they need to have the right concentration levels, because there's not much point going buying a product that could have 0.2% in it when it's going to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But you've paid a big price for it. You want an ingredient that's going to give you a result, but it has to have a higher concentration level. So yes, the price factor does change with that, but you'll find that you're not buying as much.
Yeah.
Not using it as often.
Yeah. Very, very good point, actually. What's, if there's one thing that you wish every woman could have, what would it be?
Good health, happiness, and you're so deserving, ladies. You know, I think many women don't think that they deserve to be kind to themselves.
Yep, and often they've put themselves at the bottom of the priority list for a very long time.
Yep.
And it's a practice to, you know, coach yourself through that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be at the bottom of the list. You actually need to be at the top of the list, because that's how you can best, you know, be there for the ones that you need to be there for. Yeah,
and it's, you know, we need to teach our, you know, we need to teach our children that, you know, that, you know, we've got children today, teenagers growing up who probably will be parents themselves one day, maybe, you know, and I know it does seem to lean on the, you know, if you have children, that maternal aspect of, you know, you want the best for your kids.
Yeah.
And that you will do without for them, you know, done that myself, you know, but if you're not happy, if you don't give yourself the I wouldn't say, give yourself the opportunity to give something back to yourself. And if that means that you want to look nice, it's not vanity, ladies. It's nothing to do with vanity, and this really annoys me. Self-improvement is empowering, you know. And if you, my mum, my dear mum, she's not with me anymore, but, you know, mum passed away a long time ago. But the one thing she taught me when I was a little girl is always make sure your hair looks nice, sweetheart, and put a little bit of lippy on before you go outside, no matter what you feel like inside, what shit's happened in your life. Just go out there and face the world with your hair done and a bit of lippy on, because you look in the mirror and that image can start your day off to go, right, you know, head up, shoulders back, I'm going out there. And I kind of like to think that woman, you know, damn it, if you're not feeling too good looking in the mirror, you know, I'm here to help you do the best that you can for you. And I'll give you my honest and absolute opinion for it as well.
Yeah, I love that, Karen. That's a, you know, that's so so accurate. It's not vanity. It's just following through on knowing that you deserve to be happy.
Yeah, and you deserve to look the best that you can. And it doesn't mean you've got to change yourself. It's just, you know, I can show some women how to put makeup on differently to what they did in their 20s. This
Yeah.
is just makeup. And they look at me and go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I go, well, ladies, hate to tell you, but you know, what we did in our 20s, we cannot do in our 50s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can't change the look, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do. Well, and just something simple like that can change the way that your eyes stand out, or the shade of your makeup, or the lipsticks that you're wearing, and all this kind of thing. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but it just gives yourself some time to be kind to yourself.
Yeah. Great advice, Karen. All right, we're going to move on to some quick fire questions now.
Right.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, there's so many. I love the berry time of year. I love just heaps of berries, you know, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, you know, just fruit.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Berries
so that's my favorite.
berries are
I
amazing.
know that sounds boring.
No, I love berries as well. All right. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, that damn fur all over the couches and on the carpet. I can't stand it.
Oh, we don't have to deal with that at our house.
No, you've got a rat.
We've got rats, yeah, but my daughter's in charge of those. I have nothing to do with them, apart from when she brings them out and they want to pull down my shirt, of course.
Oh gosh, that was right. I go. Oh,
All right, how do you stay healthy? What's that?
I couldn't handle that.
Oh, I didn't think I could either, but
shocking.
It's amazing how you adapt. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
How do you stay healthy?
Well, I do like to keep fit, as you know, part of the old boxing boot camp thing with Steve. He's, you know, just love it. It just is, well, it's a headspace, a well-being thing for me. And I do, you know, I do take supplements. I do my smoothies, and I do watch what I eat, you know. Yeah.
And it shows on the outside, Karen, because you just look amazing.
Thank
you. You really do.
Oh my gosh.
How do you handle your bad days?
Well, I go for a really long run. It's amazing when you've got a bad day how faster you can run. And I just try, you know, I hold on to my faith as well, because I always try, you know, to find a silver lining. There's got to be some kind of silver lining here. And sometimes when it gets overpowering, I just let it go. Let it go. Not some, you know, but exercise has always been a huge outlet for me. You know, when I lost my husband, I just did heaps of running. Didn't take medications, nothing like that for grief, because grief is a natural process. That happened. But I found that exercise and my running was my best friend, and it always has been my outlet is exercise. Without it, I pretty think I'd go, my mental state would probably decline incredibly.
If you could invite one person to dinner, living or dead, who would it be?
Well, like I just said, my late husband.
He
was the love of my life, and
it's so tricky.
I'm very lucky because, you know, I've experienced a happy marriage, what it was like, and I've got two amazing kids from this wonderful man. So, you know, and so it never regret that I married him. Just sad that I lost him so soon. That's all. But he was a great influence, a great guy, and very blessed to have actually married him.
And he was very blessed too.
Oh, thank you.
To marry such a lovely lady.
Oh, he was 6 foot and I'm 5'3", so he used to kind of lean on your shoulder. This is why I married us. I could just, you know. And he was
Awesome.
an athletic guy, a runner and all that. So he was the one that got me into running, to be honest. So yeah. It's his fault that I'm into the PE stuff, I probably would say right now. Yeah.
Well, it's so cool that you've been able to keep up that running too.
Yes, though I've had to, as I've aged, I've recognized the capacity of my body, and the mind can be willing, but the body may not. So I have recognized that. So I don't run as often as I used to, but because I think I recognize that, and made the adjustments that I'm still able to run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? I think, probably Steve will know what I mean. But if I had kept on at the pace that I used to run, I probably wouldn't be running today.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I managed to recognize that with the aging process, that I had to slow down on that.
Yeah.
Which is why I can still do it now, because I haven't actually, I'm not pushing my body to the extreme like I used to. Yeah.
Yeah, totally understand that. Then that's it's a good sensible approach.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite quote that you live by?
I do. It's what I brought the children up, and it's the quote that my grandmother used to say to me, and my mum, and it used to always say is, do unto others as you'd like them to do unto you. And still means a lot to me today.
The golden rule. You can't go wrong.
No.
Yeah.
No. Think before you speak, how would you like that to be said to you?
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. And, you might be angry about something and you want to back, but hang on.
Yeah, I love that one as well. It's just so as you say, like it would be easy to just conveniently forget it sometimes.
Yeah,
let's put it that way, when someone's hurt you, or you just want to lash out, but it's always a good one to come back to, and then you never regret it when you follow it.
No, because each day, a wise man said to me once that you need to go to bed each night with a clear conscience. And so that means doing the right thing throughout the day and whatever you do. So if you can go to bed at night with a clear conscience, then you've done pretty well that day.
Yeah. And a clear conscience leads to a good sleep, which leads to beautiful skin.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right, Karen, do you have any last words of wisdom for our listeners?
Last words of wisdom. Wow. Yeah, I just peace, health, and happiness, says a lot. It affects your health, everything that we do. I don't know about you, but I think as I get older in my life, simple things that I took for granted seem to mean so much more these days. So now when you say love, health, and happiness, it sounds like some kind of hippie thing back in the 60s, doesn't it? But when you really, really think about it, it's very simple, but it's such a thing of today, particularly, because if you're healthy, it affects your skin, but it affects your well-being, your mental state. And healthy is a huge platform. It's what you're doing, eating, it's what your lifestyle, and the choices that you make, people, you've got choices these days, try and remove as many toxins as you can from your daily choices. That's all I've got to say, because you have choices now, with food, for instance, and even with skincare. It doesn't have to be, I call fluffy skincare. Fluffy skincare, professional and fluffy skincare, there is a very big difference, and but we've got amazing scientists now, like a bioscientist, that can make amazing effective skincare, and you don't have to worry about those toxins. And it's those toxins that accumulate and accumulate and accumulate each day that's the worry, you know.
Yes,
And I'm sure
absolutely.
you know that with food as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, I mean, it's just about, you know, again, we just go back to basics. You just have to go back to basics, and that's where everything else stems from. So thank you so much, Karen, for being here today. I will put your website and you've got a Facebook page.
Yes, I've got a Facebook page.
I'll put that in the link. And do you have anything that you would like to offer the listeners today?
Well, I do happy to do free skin assessments for anybody who wants to come in. And in that assessment, you bring along whatever you're using, and I will go through the ingredient lists at the back to make sure that I feel, yes, it's suitable for you or not. And if it's not, I'll explain to you why. And if you're wanting an alternative, I would be happy to recommend something for you. And then I do have a skin boot camp facial, which is about just a quick 30-minute deep clean kind of facial using some peptides on the skin, and just for up till January, I'm doing that for $50.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I happen to have one of those sitting in my drawer, which I am going to use.
You're taking your skin to boot camp. Yay!
Yes, I can't wait. Actually, I'm going to book it in.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, I'll post all that info in the link to this video. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for coming on, and it's been great to learn a little bit more about your background and exactly what you do. So thanks, Karen. Really appreciate it.
And thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it too.
Okay, thanks everybody for listening. Bye.
Bye.